when?
Small items can will go under that seat in front of you.
Look.
If you aren't able to find a spot for your bags, folks, just simply take. Good afternoon.
What do you see? Stuart. Well, thank you guys for coming. Say hi.
Val?
Downstairs.
He's already ready.
Val, number one.
Hello. Hey Stuart, what do you have to say to Papi about graduation? Well, look. What are you gonna tell Papi about good luck or something?
He's good.
He is good. But give him a hug because he's gonna go by himself right now.
What?
He's gonna be going to the ceremony right now. We're gonna be sitting on our own.
Why?
Because he's gonna go get his diploma.
this moment has come too soon, I urge you not to worry. You have all completed a program of studies which has taught you to think critically, to express opinions in a civilized manner, to evaluate options, to make informed decisions, and to move forward in life. It helps you develop confidence in yourself and what you believe. This ceremony tonight attests that you are indeed ready. The university degree you are about to receive remains relatively uncommon in our nation and is truly rare throughout the world. Only 3 of 10 American adults hold a baccalaureate degree. The percentage is smaller among Texans and even smaller among Southeast Texans. By any standard or measure, you are positioned to join the educational elite in our society.
The thing I want to tell you is that I am a 1986 graduate of this university. And I will tell you that this university prepared me for the things in which I was not prepared for. So for any of you sitting out here waiting to receive your degree, particularly undergrads, getting ready to get your bachelor's, what you've been prepared for is the unexpected. So understand that what's getting ready to happen to you, you can't plan, you can't wait, you can't prepare for it. Now, I'm going to spend a few minutes talking, and let's be honest with you, some of you have been waiting 4 years for this, so a few minutes isn't going to hurt you. Some of you have waited 5 years, 6, 7, don't lie, I know who you are, 7. If there's anybody out there with 8, now I understand the victory lap, and 3 or 4 years of victory laps is a little obscene. And it is congratulations to families, particularly spouses who is getting your spouse back, or kids who are getting your mom or your dad back, or parents who are getting that pay raise Dr. Spino discussed, or you're getting that room back that you now want to turn into something else that you've been. And here's the challenge: don't go back home, graduates. Don't go back home. I will assure you the room's already been changed. So one of the truths I'm going to talk to you about real quickly, and this is the honest to God truth. I would not be standing here, I would not have graduated had it not been for one thing. Most of you had some exam, some class, some project that really you struggled with. The one thing that stood between me and getting a graduate diploma in 1986 was me being able to do a cartwheel. I had one class left. It had to be a physical education class. The only class I could fit into my schedule was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 in the morning class of gymnastics. I'm telling you the truth. The only thing that allowed me to pass that class was to write a floor routine that included all kinds of somersaults and flips and all that. And I was fine with all that. I'm pretty athletic, I could do all that. What I could not do, to this day I could not do, was a cartwheel. So whatever your challenge was before you got your degree, just understand, if it didn't equate to the level of a cartwheel, then consider yourself lucky. The other issue that I'm grateful for is I met my wife Leah at this university. She stalked me in the library on the 6th floor. I have evidence of it. We had a class together, anatomy and physiology. She asked me what my name was. I told her it was HD. Ladies, tell me if this is a good line. How do you spell that? I'm going to marry you. So in all seriousness, undergrads, congratulations. Graduates, let's be honest, if you're getting your master's, your doctorate, you're probably working right now. You're looking for that next level of leadership. You're looking for that next level of responsibility, authority, money, right? Well, let me tell you about authority and leadership. It's not all it's cracked up to be. There are some challenges there. I will tell you, the funnest I've ever had in my career, the most fun I've ever had, were the years in which I was teaching in the classroom and coaching young men in high school football. The best job I've ever had was the job I've had the last 10 years. The best job. Not the easiest, not the most fun, but the best job, serving in leadership roles. And so I hope as a graduate receiving your master's or your doctorate that you're looking at it in that way. We all know that school systems are microcosms of society. Everything that happens in our society most likely has already happened in a school. It's already happened, whether it's speech, politics, budget, policy, religion, clothing. It doesn't matter. It's already happened. Public schools, traditional public schools, have always been kind of the laboratory for democracy. Not states, public schools. That's where you find the most challenging issues that come up. Many laboratories. Remember this, for those of you who are getting ready to take your first job in the school system, wherever you may be going, with this democracy that we have, with this responsibility that you have, comes extreme discipline, a requirement of responsibility on your part, a requirement of discipline. In about 3 weeks, I'm going to graduate roughly 4,000 high school students. And they're going to be sitting out there, not nearly as attentive as you are. You've learned how to fake it. They haven't figured that out yet. But they're going to sit out there, and I'm going to tell them a couple of things, and I'm going to tell this to you. One, you probably were told this once, and I'm going to remind you, it's still true, that no one out there owes you anything. No one, not your employer, not the school district you work for. What they owe you is they owe you a safe and secure place in which to work, and they owe you compensation for the obligations that you are providing to them in the work. That's it. They don't owe you an ability for you to be happy. They don't owe you to enjoy your job. That's up to you. So my challenge to you as you take on this role, whether it's moving into a leadership position or you're moving into your first job, understand that it's not their job to entertain you. Which is a side note, I think is going woefully wrong in our society. We feel as though we have to entertain our children 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're beginning to see that in our profession. There are those who feel as though it's our responsibility to entertain them. For crying out loud, let our kids explore. They do not have to be involved in something 24 hours a week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So enough about that. Enough about that. Today's about you. It's about your dreams. It's about your goals. It's about the things when no one's around you, laying in bed at night. What are you thinking about? What is it? What mark do you want to leave? I can remember graduating in 1986 very vividly. The last 30 years have flown by. And I remember thinking, and this is how I remember thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to be kind of, what mark do I want to leave? And at 22, 23 years old, that's a big question. You don't really know the answer to that question. But I would encourage you to do this, and I'm going to use this analogy. In the bicycling world, as a cyclist, there's a thing called the peloton. If you ride bikes, you may know what it means. If you ever watch the Tour de France, you'll always see these bikers in groups. And they're going to stay together. They're going to draft off of each other. They're going to kind of stay together. But every once in a while, one person, one biker, one cyclist will exert enough energy to separate him or herself from the pack. And the amount of energy it takes to exert themselves from that pack is extremely, extremely high. And then one of two things will happen. The pack will either catch up or that person will retreat back to the pack. My encouragement to you is to be the peloton. Separate yourself from the pack. Separate yourself, move forward, and expect the rest of them to catch up with you. That's how I've kind of lived my career. That's how I've gone about my career. Hire smart people, surround myself with smart people, and just try to outwork them. And that's what I've done. So the truths, I'm going to be very brief. I'm going to talk to you about some truths. You're entering into a profession, I honestly believe this. This is the most critical profession known to mankind. Think about the name of this college. The College of Education and Human Development. Are you kidding me? Human development? Why don't you just go ahead and call it the College of Education and let's make sure our species exists? That's what we're being asked to do. You're going to be asked to raise children in many cases. You're going to be asked to provide things to children that we think should be provided at home, in the community, with family, and sometimes that doesn't always happen. But just take advantage and understand you're entering into the most exciting profession known to mankind. It matters. It matters if you go to work every day. There are some professions that can't say that. It matters if you wake up and go to work. Not everyone can say that. A couple of facts before I get to my truths. There are 5.3 million school-aged kids in the state of Texas. We are growing as a state by 80,000 students every 2 years. We are growing by Fort Worth ISD every 2 years in this state with school-aged children. 92% of those kids are in traditional public schools. The others are in charters, homeschool, private, etc. The two fastest growing student populations in our state are those who do not speak the English language and those who come from socioeconomic deprived backgrounds. There is a consequence for this. And last but not least, 60 to 75% of every job in Texas in the year 2030 will require some form of post-secondary education beyond high school. Not necessarily a 4-year degree, but some type of credential, some type of certification, perhaps an associate's degree. Those are facts that we have to, you have to realize, and you have to take into consideration. So here's my truths. Truth number one, most important teacher in a kid's life is not you, it's their parent. Involve parents. Involve parents. As a classroom teacher, make sure, and I don't care if they come kicking and screaming, involve parents. They're the most important teacher in that kid's life right after you. Truth number two, the most critical component facing public ed right now, is early childhood education. The number of 3 and 4 year olds coming to public ed, coming to elementary schools, not ready for school. Make sure that if you're going into early childhood, you want to teach pre-K, understand, in my opinion, the success of our state is going to rest on how we handle our early childhood and our pre-K children. Truth number three, every single student deserves a quality teacher. Be one for that kid. Be one for that student. Like kids. You cannot be successful in this profession if you don't like children. You don't have to love, you gotta love them, you gotta like them, you gotta care about them. Now, you clown, that, I can guarantee you that of the 365,000 teachers in the state of Texas, there's some that don't care about kids. You have to care about them. Are they gonna drive you nuts? Yes. But they'll come back and they'll hug your neck. I'll assure you. I'll assure you. Truth number four, this is to my master's and doctoral students. Truth number four, every teacher deserves a quality world-class leader on their campus. If you aspire to be an assistant principal or principal, you provide a world-class leadership to that teacher. He or she can't do their job without you providing a world-class set of leadership to them. You do not have to wear a shirt that tells everyone you're the principal. I tell first-year principals this all the time. They know who you are. You don't have to walk around with a stick. Truth number five, students today must have a combination of content knowledge and these three non-negotiables. I spend a lot of time with companies asking them, what do you want in graduates, high school graduates? And here are three non-negotiables. Every day we should be teaching kids these three things. How to problem solve, and I don't mean solve a math problem, I mean how to problem solve, how to do it in a group together, how to do it in a group, and then communicate the problem you just solved. If you're not teaching kids how to problem solve, how to work in a group, and how to communicate, then everything else takes a backseat. So make sure, that's truth number five. Truth number six, standardized test scores will not define you. The STAR test will not define you. Don't allow it to. Is it there? Yes. Do we have to deal with it? Yes. I'm doing everything I can do to put a dagger through the heart of that thing right now. Bill 5 in large part was an attempt to do that. It was not to remove assessment. It was not to remove accountability. It was to move it into the place in which really matters. What does Lamar University look for in a student? I will guarantee that they do not look at STAR scores. College of Admissions does not look at STAR scores. Do not let that be the defining factor of your profession. However, you will be held accountable to make sure we teach kids how to problem solve, work as a group, and communicate. And last but not least, truth number 7, schools cannot do it alone. Jamie Vollmer, you'll never heard of this guy. He wrote a book called Schools Cannot Do It Alone. And it's about the ever-increasing burdens of what the society is placing on our schools. Think about it. Those in the audience, think about what you as a taxpayer, think about what you expect your local community school to do. First, when Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, and the Massachusetts Puritans came up with public ed, all they were trying to do was teach a little math, a little reading, and everything else was going to be done in the home and the community. What we have turned this into now is unreal. For example, bear with me, transportation, breakfast, lunch, dinner, immunization education, kindergarten education, pre-K education, pre-K kinder education, safety education, sex education, teen pregnancy education, conflict mediation education, adult education, voter education, foreign language education, college prep, career prep, military prep, consumer prep, personal financial literacy, drug and alcohol abuse,
music and art, formal athletic competition, behavior, character education, cultural differences education, special education, stranger danger education, homeless education, technology education, cell phone etiquette education, BYOD education. That's D for the device, not B for beer. Bullying and harassment education, body mass index education, elevator and escalator education. We actually have to teach kids how to get on an elevator and escalator. Last but not least, how to take a test education. In all of that, I did not mention reading, writing, mathematics, science. Those are just a few of the things that have been placed upon our system. It's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. I'm proud of you for taking this on. Last but not least, life is compromises. Do not compromise your profession. Do not compromise your personal integrity. Listen to me. If you don't listen to a single thing I've said, listen to this. When you get into the profession, you're in public education, unless you go into private. Public means the public is watching all the time. We have teachers enjoying their week, at the end of the week, go to a happy hour, take inappropriate pictures, say inappropriate things, post on social media, tweet, Instagram, and it costs them in their profession. Do not make decisions. I tell my staff, I got 6,500 staff, I tell them every day, do not make a decision I cannot defend you. Understand the public is watching, and they will hold you accountable as they should. And I will close with this. I always wondered what I was going to be doing as a superintendent. So this is ultimately what I am. This is ultimately what you're going to be. When I was in Stafford in 2006, I've been on the job about 3 weeks, and I go to an elementary school, and I'm walking down the hall, and I see this little boy walk out of the bathroom, and he's holding up, he's a kid, he's a first grader. No, excuse me, he's a kindergartner. He's holding up his shorts, he's got a shoe just like this. Bless his heart, his belt had come undone, his pants and shorts were unbuttoned, couldn't try to hold him up. And he and I have a stare down. When I look at him, he looks at me, about 2 seconds, and all of a sudden he bolts, takes off. So I walk down the hallway, and sure enough, when I get to the hallway, he bolted down, he's laying in the hallway, shoes everywhere. So I pick him up, and I help him put his shorts on, and help his belt, and tie his shoes, and put him in class, and that's it. 2 weeks later is open house. His name's Zachary. 2 weeks later at open house, I see Zachary and his grandmother. And I walk up and shake Zachary's hand, and she goes, "Grandma, there he is." She goes, "Who's this?" He goes, "It's the guy that ties my shoes." So, to Zachary, I was the man who ties his shoes, and have been ever since. Zachary's a junior in high school. He's 6'3", 220, big boy. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what we're doing, guys. We're tying kids' shoes every day. So go out, take the degree you've earned, the experiences you've taken with it. Be smart. Be smart. But when it's all said and done, go home every day knowing that you made a difference in a young man or a young lady's life. If you do that, our society, our republic will be just fine. Thank you. Good luck to you. God bless everyone. Stand and remain standing. President Evans, on behalf of the faculty of the various departments, I am pleased to present the candidates who have met all the requirements for the listed degrees.
Thank you, Dean Spina. Just a comment, WD. All of my most memorable experiences were unsupervised. Just thought I'd share. I have the best job in place right now, and that's to confer your degree. But you're going to have a test in this, so you're going to have to pay attention. So let's start. By the authority vested in me and Lamar University by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the degree for which you have been certified, admitting you to all the rights and privileges which throughout the world pertain to those degrees. Now here's the test. It's a tough one. University tradition symbolizes change by moving your tassel from the front right to the left. I need you to do that now.
Please be seated. President Evans and guests, we will now have a presentation of the College of Education and Human Development's graduating class of May 2016, beginning with the doctoral and master's degree candidates.
Claudia Denise Cantu.
Ready to sing when your father comes back.
Roxana Renee Cardenas.
It's still a long time.
Yolanda Marie Carter.
Veronica M. Ramsey. Amy J. Robinson. Lynn Afshire. Jacqueline Amezcua. Kelly Elaine Anderson. Shaylin Rochelle Anderson. Richard Lee Bailey Jr. Melissa Latoya Barnes. Juan Raul Barrera Jr. Justin Scott Bailey. Janelda Luis Bedola. Deborah Michelle Bellinger. Cheryl Elaine Bell. Valdemar F. Benoit. Shannon Lynn Bissett. McCain Carlos Bodie. Berlena Yvette Bodie. Alan Shane Boudreau. Tracy B. Celestine.
No, him.
Curtis Allen Childs. Jonathan Glenn Clark.
He smiled.
Ashley Nicole Connor.
He finally smiled.
I couldn't put up.
Ronald Edward Daniels Sr.
I was ice cream good.
Adrian Michelle Davis. Brandy Michelle Hake. Brittany Shay Hall. Richard Roscoe Ham.
Crystal D. Lively, Bachelor of Science in Engineering.
You think he's gonna throw his hat like a football?
Please join. Following Following the recessional, we will host a reception. I would ask everyone to please stand for the singing of the alma mater of Lamar University.
Hey, you sleepy Stuart. Hey, Stuart, when Papi passes, you wave at him.
Do the presidential wave. Do the presidential wave. Roll, roll. Yeah, lost the hand. Come back.
4.0 and 3.6 kids. You must have that's research, but I don't know. What is that? You said, you know, you don't know?
Did I get the lights on?